Okay, YouTubers sold out to Skillshare. The truth. I haven't been seeing Skillshare ads in a while actually. So this is interesting. Steam version is 160. Oh, that's not bad.
YouTubers sold out. Basically, every infotainment video on YouTube pitches Skillshare as some sort of godly resource. Do you want to learn how to code? Skillshare.
Yeah.
Do you want to learn how to animate? Skillshare.
Yeah.
Do you want to just learn how to learn? Skillshare.
It's like
At this
masterclass.
point, Skillshare isn't even seen as a learning platform. It's seen as the thing productive people do. Clearly, Skillshare has done a phenomenal job when it comes to branding, marketing, and positioning.
True. To me, Skillshare is just paid YouTube. Like I feel like anything you can learn on Skillshare, you can learn on YouTube for free. That's what I always thought when I see Skillshare ads.
But the same cannot be said about the platform itself. Skillshare is not only a mediocre platform, it's a negative platform. And
Why?
that's not my opinion. That's the overwhelming opinion
Explain.
of everyone who ended up using the
Pricing is not transparent. Ugly website. What happened? Okay, ugly website got me. Pricing is not transparent is very serious though. Like another reviewer mentioned, the design of this website is complete garbage. I used to love the idea of Skillshare and their page never looked like this in the past. Plus, they were pretty transparent with their fees and subscription costs upfront. Now the whole homepage looks cheap and shady and provides no information on the costs. Oh shit, new management, probably. It pushes a free trial but doesn't clearly state how much you'll be billed for after the trial, which is quite important considering they said a yearly billing as opposed to monthly.
platform.
Isn't there usually like a choice between doing a monthly or a yearly sub on these things? People should know how much they're being charged. I had to Google search Skillshare subscription cost, which leads to a help page that explains you need an email address to get started free without being told any pricing. This is a start free trial, but put your credit cards in, that kind of stuff. It's free, but credit card details first. You also need an account to see your membership price for your region. Why should I have to make an account to see pricing? True. Pricing should be like upfront and easy to see.
On Trustpilot, for example, Skillshare has a horrendous average rating of 1.7 stars, with 30% of reviews being 1-star ratings.
50% is 5 stars. 32% is 1 star. Is the 50% just bots?
And that's despite a massive
That's a huge
upward
amount though,
skew from
32%.
YouTubers.
That's crazy.
For example, let's say I'm watching Ali
It's either they
Abdal,
like
who
it or
is
they
an
hate it.
exceptional YouTuber, and I hear him pitch his Skillshare course. If I go check out his Skillshare course, I'll probably get
Is this an AI talking? I feel like the guy talking in the video is an AI. He's like, this Skillshare course. He like takes these weird pauses that's throwing me off. But it's fine though.
exactly what I'm looking for, which may lead to a glowing 5-star review. But this isn't really a testament as to how good Skillshare is as a platform. It's really just a review of Ali Abdal or Nathaniel Drew or Marcus Brownlee. If it weren't for these select YouTubers, Skillshare's average rating would probably be closer to that of PayPal. Why are people so upset in the first place? Well,
Yeah, what
aside
make-
from a
what makes
history
it
of slimy
suck?
sales practices, Skillshare simply doesn't offer the value that YouTubers say it does. At the end of the day, it's really just a worse version of YouTube that costs
There it is. I am right. It's just paid YouTube, except here he says it's worse.
$32 per month or
$32.
$168 per year. Instead of getting the monthly subscription,
Bullshit, bro.
you can get a YouTube Premium family plan for 6 people and have $9 per month to spare.
Or just
you could get a
free.
premium Netflix subscription for 4 people and still have $12 per
Why is
month
it so
to spare.
expensive?
So here's the truth about Skillshare and why it doesn't live up to all the social media hype.
Worse than YouTube.
Likely the biggest complaint about Skillshare is that it's not actually better than YouTube. At best, it's able to match YouTube And this is true for basically any topic that you
Yeah,
want to learn
because
about. Take Swift coding, for example.
you
If
can
you're
just,
not familiar with Swift,
if you did not learn coding from an Indian man on YouTube, you're doing it wrong.
it's the coding language that you have to use for native iOS development, so it's a pretty relevant skill. Yet, if you search up Swift on Skillshare, you don't get much more than 50 results. And out of these results, only 3 of them are actual courses on Swift that last 30 plus hours. Most of the results are just introduction or
intros,
feature videos.
Bullshit.
And the remaining results, well,
Shit you can find
they
on YouTube
often
for
don't
free.
even have anything to do with Swift. We have a video about the principles of remote work, a video about organizing your life, a video about captivation marketing, and a video about Adobe Illustrator. In fact, 26 out of the 54 results didn't have anything to do about Swift or iOS development at all. But at least there's 3 good courses, right? Those
What?
alone should be worth a subscription. Well, that's what you
Probably
might
not.
think until you take a look at what YouTube has to offer. Code with Chris alone has 536 videos, all about iOS development, and many of these are over 3 hours long. And his videos don't just teach you how to write a function or class either. They teach you how to make a feature completely functional from beginning to end. How to make a custom login page using
YouTubers are passionate, at least, a lot of them are passionate about the content that they produce. And they actually want you to learn things. Like the tutorial YouTubers, they actually want you to learn stuff. And so that's where you'll find actual things, actual content that you're looking for and that will help you. Skillshare and I guess similar websites, they just do that for the money. Like, they don't care if you learn anything from the quote-unquote course that they make. You already paid the subscription. It is what it is. YouTube University forever. Learn from people who you're not sure if they know what they're doing, but still you'll learn something.
Google Authentication, how to link up your iOS app to a cloud database, how to make API requests to implement external functionality into your apps. Code with Chris's channel literally has more content about Swift than the entirety of Skillshare. And he's just one channel. There's dozens more like iOS Academy. iOS Academy has a total of 703 videos covering everything that Chris covers, but he takes it even one step further. He has these massive series where he builds full-on apps from beginning to end.
Sick.
For example, he's currently making a Rick and Morty app completely from scratch that has a total of 45 parts. This series alone
that's
has
cool.
over 10 hours of content. We also have Sean Allen, Paul Hudson, CodePro.
It's insane that it's only 10 hours to build an app, or at least the content, I guess. There's a lot of troubleshooting probably.
Developer, let's build an app, and so many more in just the little niche of Swift. This same argument can be made for learning JavaScript or animation or motion graphics or cooking or basically any skill you can think of. But none of this is really
Just
surprising.
find it on YouTube.
YouTube is the biggest video hosting platform in the world.
Very true.
On Skillshare, there's a total of 30,000 courses. On YouTube, there's 30,000 hours of content being uploaded every single hour. So naturally, YouTube will have the most in-depth, most comprehensive videos on any niche. And ironically, this is true for even the YouTubers that pitch Skillshare. Ali Abdal, for example, has a total of maybe 30 hours of content on Skillshare. Meanwhile, on YouTube, he has hundreds of hours worth of content. We should also note
because
that Skillshare doesn't have any sort of vetting process in
they're
terms
paid
of who
by
can post
Skillshare.
content. So basically anyone can post content on Skillshare just like on YouTube, meaning that the content on Skillshare isn't necessarily more credible
Introduction, knife safety, knife cuts, slice and julienne, knife cuts, dice and mince, knife care and closing. Hungry for more. Dude! 6 lessons, 12 minutes. One lesson is 2 minutes short. The last lesson is 25 seconds. What the fuck? That's just literally one video that she edited it. She cut on like specific parts and then uploaded it as a lesson. So this is the lesson 1. Bro. And you pay for that shit? God damn.
valuable, or informative. Meanwhile, there's plenty of extraordinarily talented teachers on YouTube itself. Most of the coding channels,
Bro,
for
it's always
example,
better
are
on
run by
YouTube.
former or even current FANG software engineers. So even if we take the cost of Skillshare out of the equation,
Just need to
we're still
learn
better off using YouTube.
who to
Not
watch.
only does Skillshare lack any sort of distinguishing factor, but YouTube destroys Skillshare in terms of the amount and depth of content.
Like actual tutorials.
Given Skillshare's glowing reputation on YouTube, you would think that they're experts at public relations and branding. And in terms of customer acquisition, they are. But if we take a look at customer experience, it's a whole nother story. Honestly, this is pretty surprising. Though I don't think that Skillshare is worth the money, I would have expected Skillshare to be on the top of their game
It's
when
so
it comes to customer
expensive.
satisfaction. But reading through these Trustpilot reviews, that doesn't seem to be the case. You know how YouTubers always pitch Skillshare as this risk-free service? You can just try it for 30 days and cancel with no strings attached. This idea is plastered all over their website
Does
as
it
well.
work?
But in reality, the trial process isn't what it seems. D. Stevens, for example, claims that he was charged for a 1-year subscription after just 2 weeks of trial. At first, Skillshare didn't even reply to any of his messages, but even when they did reply,
Scammers.
all they had to say was, "You have 14 days to cancel from the day you sign up." This
They
likely
they don't
seems
even tell
confusing
you
at
that.
first glance, but when you read the fine print, it all makes sense. Basically, you do indeed get 1 month for free, but you get charged for the following 12-month period before the trial month even ends. This is of course stated in the fine print. Cancel before the trial ends to avoid being charged. But if we're being honest, this is rather
It's
misleading.
scummy, but
The average
it's scummy, but I mean it's there. But it's scummy. But it's there.
user probably hears about Skillshare as this godly learning platform on YouTube that they can try for 1 month completely for free. Then they
I
come
almost
to
got
this page
baited
and they
by
see all this
Skillshare before
advertising
as
about
well.
this one free month. So they decide to give it a shot, only to be charged $168 2 weeks later.
Bro, that's
And
so
this doesn't
much
seem to be
money
an honest marketing mistake either.
for
Given the number of complaints on
nothing.
Trustpilot itself, I'm sure their help center has been overloaded with confused customers. Yet, they stick to the same slimy sales tactic. Worse, it doesn't seem like they tried to even make it up to customers. Sam, for example, missed the refund window for an annual subscription by just 4 days, and he was refused any sort of refund at all. Even if you do get a refund though, you're not out of the woods just yet.
It doesn't
because
go
you
back.
could be charged 1 year later. Take Roberta's daughter, for example. 1 year ago, she signed up for a free trial. She too was surprised when she was suddenly charged an annual subscription. Fortunately though, she was able to contact customer support and get a refund and cancel her membership. But 1 year later, she was charged for a renewal. When she contacted customer support again,
Here's the thing, just remove your credit card information from the fucking site. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it really difficult for you to find that option to remove your credit card information on the site. But just do it. Or delete your fucking account. It's a trash site anyway. So
they told her that they can't issue a refund because they have a one refund policy, which she had already cashed in on. They even sent
You
her
can
a
only
quote
refund
from her original
once.
email thread showing that they had issued a refund. The funny part was that this quote also contained evidence that she had asked them to cancel 1 year ago. But when this was pointed
But they
out to
didn't
them,
cancel.
they simply stopped replying. All of this is
You really
truly
should
quite
do
a shame for
your,
a company
you know,
that's
stuff.
so good at customer acquisition. But this is simply the harsh reality of Skillshare. If all of that wasn't already bad enough, well, it gets even worse.
They literally got baited by Skillshare. That was almost me.
Skillshare not only has subpar content that costs a fortune, but they're also preying on YouTubers' most loyal audience. When it comes to Skillshare, I bet that a significant portion of people who sign up
It's
aren't
because of the
even trying to learn.
sponsorships.
They simply want to support a creator and see more content from said creator,
True.
similar to something like Patreon. But unlike Patreon, most of the subscription fee doesn't even end up going to the creators.
Wait, it
Patreon
doesn't?
only keeps 5 to 12% of the fees. Skillshare, on the other hand, keeps, wait for it, 70%. This
That's
is
bullshit,
completely
man.
unacceptable when you consider that YouTube itself only takes 45%,
That's
and their
bullshit.
content is available to end users
I think YouTube now is 70-30. I think YouTube only takes 30% now.
for free. Meanwhile, Skillshare is charging their users $168 per year, which is again even more than YouTube Premium. Yet they're only sharing 30% of it with the actual creators.
Skillshare
With Teachable, for
scammers.
example, these guys have become the go-to place for hosting courses. And guess what? They have a free plan for creators that supports unlimited students. This does come along with a per-sale fee of 10%, but creators can get this per-sale fee down to zero by upgrading tiers. Even Netflix, who people seem to hate, is extremely generous with their revenue sharing. Much of the main Stranger Things cast, for example, was paid $250,000 per episode. If all of these other businesses are able to stay afloat without taking anywhere close to 70% of the revenue, there's no reason for Skillshare to be taking 70%. It appears to me that Skillshare figured out that many YouTubers have extremely loyal audiences that are willing to pay up large amounts of money to get more content and theoretically support their favorite creators.
True.
Instead of creating a smooth platform to enable such support though, Skillshare has decided to cash in for themselves. In the end, YouTube is filled with glowing endorsements of Skillshare, but much of this is just due to Skillshare's smart positioning and branding.
They're just
Behind the
very
scenes,
good because I've seen the branding of Skillshare and it's very good from all the ads. It looks like a sort of a trustworthy premium website, at least on the front end.
doesn't accomplish anything notably great.
But then
In
I looked
fact,
at the
they have
courses and
multiple
it
notable
sucks.
negative attributes. They have pretty shady free trial, renewal, and cancellation policies, and they only share 30% of their revenue with creators. But even putting those attributes aside, the bottom line is that Skillshare just isn't worth it. You're basically getting a
Yeah.
discount version of YouTube that you have to pay exorbitant fees for. If any other company was offering this
It's like Ninja. You know the streamer Ninja? He has a master class in the master class, website, and it's not worth it. He teaches you things like OBS, like how to set up OBS and stuff, which you don't really need. You can find a random YouTube video easy.
same service, they would have gotten shredded by the community. But because Skillshare is such a big player within the sponsorship scene, no YouTuber wants to speak out against them. And audiences are led to believe that Skillshare truly is some sort of exceptional service that's worth the premium price, when in reality, that's just not the case. But that's just what I think. Have you ever used Skillshare? Comment that down below.
No,
Also,
but I
drop
almost
a like
did.
if you appreciate the honest take on Skillshare. And of course, consider checking out our Discord community to suggest future video ideas and consider subscribing to see more questions logically answered. But until then, I'm Hari, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Sick. Bro, that was so bad. I didn't know Skillshare was that bad. But from the beginning, I already thought that it wasn't worth the money. Because when I looked at sites like Skillshare and Masterclass, it's like, I can just learn that on YouTube. Why am I gonna pay money for it? You look at the curriculum, or the lessons, it's like, not worth.